Hey there, trail trekkers and tall tale seekers. You're tuned in to the 406 Life, the podcast where Montana Max, your Bigfoot buddy and outlaw gear mascot, yeah, that's me, leads you through the wild, weird, and wonderful corners of Montana. Each week we share stories, legends, and laughs from the last best place. So grab your boots and sense of adventure, because we're about to make some Montana-sized memories. This episode's powered by Outlaw Gear, where rebels get their style. Want to look legendary? Mosey over to I'mAnOutlaw.com and claim your outlaw status. Welcome back, wanderers, hikers, paddlers, snow lovers, and people who accidentally took a wrong turn and ended up in Montana. Name's Montana Max, local resident, 8 feet tall, hairy, excellent sense of smell. And according to several extremely unreliable campers, a myth. Today, I'm taking you on a journey through one of my favorite places in the northern Rockies, the Seeley-Swan Valley. Now, if you've never heard of it, don't feel bad. This valley is one of Montana's best-kept secrets. The kind of place where the mountains are tall, the lakes are strung together like a necklace, and the wildlife still thinks humans are the weird ones. Which, honestly, fair. So grab some coffee, maybe a camp chair, and let's wander through the Seeley-Swan Valley together. First things first, let's talk about the land itself. The Seeley-Swan Valley stretches about 90 miles through western Montana, running between two mountain ranges. To the west, you've got the Mission Mountains. To the east, the Swan Range. Between them sits a long valley carved by glaciers during the Pleistocene Ice Age. Massive sheets of ice gouged out deep basins, which later filled with water and formed what locals call the chain of lakes. Those lakes are connected by the Clearwater River in the south and the Swan River in the north. The valley floor sits around 4,000 feet elevation, while the surrounding peaks climb past 9,000 feet, which means the views are spectacular. Also means winter comes in like a freight train. But we'll get to that. Running right up the middle of the valley is Highway 83, also known as the Seeley-Swan Scenic Drive. It's one of the prettiest drives in Montana, winding through forests, lakes, and wildlife habitat. It's also part of a major wildlife corridor connecting the Bob Marshall Wilderness Complex and the Mission Mountains Wilderness. Translation: bears live here, wolves live here, moose live here, and yes, occasionally Bigfoot lives here. I keep a very low profile, though, except on podcasts. Now, the real heart of the valley is water. The chain of lakes is basically Montana showing off. Let's start near the southern end. Salmon Lake State Park is often the first big lake travelers see heading north from Clearwater Junction. It's known for beautiful forested shoreline and solid fishing. You'll find rainbow trout, kokanee salmon, and northern pike here. Good fishing spot. Bad place to try swimming quietly if you're an 8-foot hairy creature. Trust me. Just a little west of the highway sits Placid Lake. Calmer waters, great for paddling, swimming, and canoeing. It's also a popular camping destination with developed sites and RV hookups. Families love it. Kids paddle around all day while parents sit in lawn chairs pretending they're supervising. A classic Montana parenting strategy. Ready for your next Montana home? Visit mostwantedrealestate.net, because that's how the West is sold. Then there's Seeley Lake, the social hub of the Southern Valley. Big lake, wide open water. Perfect for boating, wakeboarding, and water skiing. In the summer, the lake gets lively. In winter, totally different story. Once the ice is thick enough, the whole lake turns into a village of ice fishing huts where anglers chase northern pike. There's skating, there's pond hockey, there's hot chocolate, and somewhere nearby there's always a Bigfoot wondering why humans voluntarily sit on frozen water. As you travel north along Highway 83, things start to get quieter. less development, more wilderness. Two beautiful lakes here are Lake Inez and Lake Alva. Lake Inez offers peaceful camping and fishing with scenic views. Lake Alva is special for another reason. It's an important nesting habitat for the common loon, a species closely monitored in Montana. That means motorized recreation is limited, and the atmosphere stays quiet, which is exactly how loons like it, and how Bigfoots prefer most lakes: less jet skis, more birds. Now let me tell you about one of my favorite places in the valley, the Clearwater River Canoe Trail. This is a 3.5-mile paddle route through a marsh ecosystem just north of Seeley Lake. The current is slow, so the float takes about 2 hours, which is perfect if you enjoy moving at the speed of wildlife. Along the way, you might see beavers, muskrats, river otters, painted turtles, and plenty of birds like herons, cranes, loons, and osprey. Bird watchers love it. Nature photographers love it. And once I accidentally photobombed someone's heron photo. They still argue online whether it was a bear. You can't talk about the Seeley-Swan without talking about the hikes. One of the most popular is Morrell Falls, and it's about 5.4 miles round trip, with very little elevation gain. So families, runners, and casual hikers can all enjoy it. At the end, a 90-foot double waterfall crashing through the forest. The mist feels incredible on a hot summer day. Also a great spot to refill your water bottle, or wash pine sap off your fur. Hypothetically. Farther north near Holland Lake is Holland Falls, a shorter hike around 3 miles round trip with beautiful views of the lake and surrounding mountains. It's one of those hikes where every corner looks like a postcard. Now here's something really special. The Seeley-Swan Valley is home to one of the most impressive trees in the world. In the Jim Gerard Memorial Grove stands Gus. Gus is the largest known western larch tree on Earth, estimated to be over 1,000 years old. Western larch are unique because they're one of the few conifers that lose their needles every fall, which means every October the forests turn golden. Not orange, not yellow, pure glowing gold. If you ever want to see Montana at its most magical, come during larch season. Just be prepared. Half the state will have the same idea. Need shipping, shredding, prints, or a real street address? Helena's locally owned and operated the UPS store has you covered, located at 2047 North Last Chance Gulch. Stop by and get it done right. The Seeley-Swan Valley is one of the most important wildlife corridors in the northern Rockies. Animals moving between the Bob Marshall Wilderness and Mission Mountains pass through here. That includes grizzly bears, black bears, wolves, moose, elk, deer. Which is why the valley has strong conservation efforts and community programs helping people coexist with wildlife. Humans learn how to store food properly. Bears learn humans make terrible hikers. Everyone adjusts. Now winter here deserves its own chapter. Thanks to lake effect snow and surrounding mountains, the valley gets serious snowfall. That makes it a paradise for winter recreation. The Seeley Creek Nordic trail system offers about 26 kilometers of groomed trails designed by Olympian John Elliott. These trails are famous among Nordic skiers. There's beginner terrain, advanced terrain, and the annual OSCR 50K ski race, which sounds impressive until you realize Bigfoot walks that far looking for breakfast. If speed is more your style, the area has over 350 miles of groomed snowmobile trails. Locals and visitors ride through forests, across mountain ridges, and up to scenic viewpoints like Double Arrow Lookout. The communities here are small but full of character. Places like Seeley Lake, Condon, and Swan Lake host festivals throughout the year. Some favorites include Loon and Fish Festival in spring, Swan Lake Huckleberry Festival in August, Tamarack Festival during fall larch season, Seeley Lake Winterfest in March. There's also a weekly summer farmers market, art tours, and local museums preserving the valley's logging and homesteading history. It's not flashy, it's authentic, which is exactly why people fall in love with it. So that's the Seeley-Swan Valley, a place where glaciers carved the land, lakes filled the basins, wildlife still roams freely, and the seasons each bring their own kind of adventure. You can paddle marsh rivers in July, watch golden larch forests in October, ski silent trails in January, and somewhere out in the trees, there's probably a Bigfoot watching hikers argue about which trail app is more accurate. Spoiler alert, none of them beat knowing the woods. Now, if you want the full guide, including detailed trail info, places to visit, seasonal events, and links to everything we talked about today, head over to the406life.com and read the full blog post that goes with this episode. Trust me, it's packed with way more details than I could squeeze into one campfire chat. And hey, if you enjoyed today's episode, do us a favor and leave a 5-star rating wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps more folks discover the show, which means more people get to explore amazing places like the Seeley-Swan Valley. Also, share the episode with your friends and family, because apparently that's how humans show appreciation. Bigfoots mostly just grunt approvingly and bring each other berries. But I'm trying to adapt. So help a legendary woodland creature out. Leave a rating. Share the show. My self-esteem is hanging by a thread out here in the forest. All right, that's it for today, and this has been Montana Max, your sarcastic guide to the wild corners of Montana. Until next time. Got a Montana story, business, or unsolved mystery you want on the show? Head to the406life.com and drop me a line. No smoke signals required. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a stomp, stumble, or tall tale. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, heck, tell that guy who swears he saw me near Whitefish. I was just buying donuts, all right? Until next time, keep it outrageous, keep it kind, and keep living the 406 life. Montana Max, over and out.
That's the 406 life.